Hi guys, I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom. And today we're back on the GSX S750 Suzuki, and as I said in the last video, changing the wiring loom. So what's happened? Well, I've got the wiring loom and it's a mess. There's so much stuff on it, but it has answered some questions, so some really good bits in there. So what I did last time off camera was I checked the fuses, and 3 of the 5 fuses were missing, so I put fuses in, and I'm still getting nothing up on the dash either, but I did bridge the starter solenoid and the engine turns over, which is great news. And I also had a look at the wiring harness to where those extra wires were, and it does seem like that's the part that was missing, which is great, because I mean, I think that's the one that's going to make a difference. That goes to the starter solenoid. The only one that I'm not sure of. Oh, that isn't one. Okay. Oh, is that one? No, that was the starter solenoid. Oh, okay. So we might be okay with this now. So let's get the seat off. I think I'm going to start at the back. I've never done a wiring loom before, and I think we'll start backwards and work forwards once I get the tank back off, the seats off, and try and give myself as much space as possible. So let's get on with it. Right, so let's get to it. Seat off. Seat off. There's a lot of bits for this bike that I need to buy, and I'm just holding off till I know exactly how bad everything else is, because it's just such an unknown. Right, I did connect half the battery, so that'll have to come off. And I'm hoping this won't be too bad. I was really concerned with where those wires go to, but it seems to be all included in the new wiring harness. I think the only thing I've got to be careful of is... Oh, I thought I took it off. I did take it off, right. The only thing I've got to be careful of really is the plastic clips that hold the loom in. I mean, it should be the tilt over sensor somewhere, unless that's in the new loom bit as well. So what I'm going to have to do is lay the loom out on the floor, I think, next to this. This is something that, like I said, I've never done before, so it should be quite... should be quite fun. So there's our loom, a wiring harness, and comes with the fuse box. And I'm just going to put it down like this, so I can see where everything goes. That's the bit to the back, which is good. 2 connectors, excellent. 1 connector at the back for the lights. That looks good. Right, okay, so I think I'm ready to start bringing the bits off of here. There are some clips with protectors on them, connectors on them, so I will try and be as gentle as possible with these. And we will just right, okay. So many times lately in videos I've seen people doing a lot of wiring to vehicles, and then having a lot of problems because they're not starting, and it's been down to something that's been missed. Probably the most famous one at the moment is the Matt Armstrong one with his Audi in America, where he three clips, where he didn't do the starter motor up properly, and that resulted in a lot of issues. So that seems to be the bit for the back. So my way of doing it is I'm going to pop all this straight back in. And get some nice clicks as I'm doing it. And now it's just starting to rain heavier, so I'm going in. Back soon. So I'm going to cut in and out with this because it's quite tedious and boring and a lot of swearing. But I have got the control unit module connected in, the fuse box in. It was a bit tight with the battery box to try and disconnect it a bit and just to get that bit out. So that bit's now done and the back is connected. I'm going to run down to this part here now and then come across and down to where the brakes and the wires were on the other loom. So that hopefully will go okay. There's a lot of wires, and I'm wondering now if I should have started at the front, but it's too late. I've started, so, and it's getting there. So I'll cut back in a minute and we'll see where we are with that bit. Just come back in, and I know I've said it loads of times on the other videos, make sure you take loads of pictures, because it's at times like this where you really do need them. And believe it or not, I'm quite pleased with where I am with this at the moment. Yes, the old loom is still on there, but it's only from there forward. The new loom is almost come through the hole, so I need it to go through. I think I'll get that through in the next couple of minutes. Now I can start connecting up some connectors because I do not want to be forgetting where any of this goes. So I've done all of the wiring back up from here, run the new part of the loom wiring harness around to the back, and now I've got a nice load of connectors plus the plug into the start solenoid, which is what I want and what I needed. So that bit's all done now. I'm up to here. The old loom just comes out there, the new one is just underneath it. So airbox next, get under there, but hopefully this is going to regret this, and hopefully I've done the worst of it and it's going to be fairly simple from now on, nice and easy. That's what we like. We'll see. So airbox off, and gives me a bit more access. I've just taken a couple of more pictures. Got to cut a couple of cable ties, so I need to remember where they go, and into the throttle position sensor around there, and then just up the back to the coils, and up to the head unit. So hopefully that's about it, but this is all very clean, and this is again bringing into the point of the mileage. The last mileage that was recorded on this bike for an MOT was 883 miles. So I don't know what happened to it in the in between while it was it had been stolen. So it does all kind of go down to what the clock says once we get the wiring done. So let's just jog on and get that bit finished. So what do we have here? Yes, it is the old wiring loom. There's the wires, just to prove it. And that has taken a while to get out. I mean, if you've done a few of these, you'd have got it out in a third of the time that I've spent. But being my first one, it's been okay. So the wiring harness is in. There's still some bits to connect up. The injectors are back on, the throttle body's connected. I'm going to go through the whole lot. I haven't connected up the clocks yet, which I'll do in a second. And then once I'm done, I'm going to go through it, make sure that I've got every wire connected, and then I'm going to go through it again before I put any power on it. But fingers crossed, that will be in about an hour. Fingers crossed. But we'll see, because the weather here is not brilliant today. On and off with misty, horrible rain, and it's yeah, it's turned into a little bit more of a faff than I would have liked, but good experience. Like I mentioned before, I am not a qualified motorbike mechanic, and everything I'm doing is learn as you go. So yeah, good stuff. Right, so I think we are there. There's only one wire at the back, which I think goes to the brake light that I wasn't sure about. I haven't put the airbox back on yet because obvious reasons, and I'm still expecting. This isn't a start. This is just an electric, so see what happens. Hello. We have clocks. It's right. It's doing a lot of checks at the minute, and yeah, just remembered I haven't put the horn in, but that's not going to make any difference. It's good to see the clocks light up though. That's a happy moment. Now that brake light looks like it's on, so I know I've connected two of the wires around the wrong way. We have side lights and headlights, which is very, very nice. Let's just have a look. I don't know if that's me on that. Yeah, could well be. So let's come off of that. No, the horn ain't going to work. So let's just go. Yeah, I think I've connected the indicators up to the back brake, which isn't ideal. But yeah, that's okay. Right, so let's do a bit of swapping around, see if I can sort out these wires. Right, as I always say, we're in these things together. I haven't got the indicator sorted yet. I know the horn's still disconnected, but I have put the petrol tank back on. I have not tried to start it, but I'm going to, and I'm going to give my odds of it starting. I really don't think it's going to start, so I'm going to say about 10% this is going to go. And I still don't know which light is for the immobilizer. Yeah, nothing, not even a voltage drop. Okay, so this is probably on me. I've probably missed something, so let's go again, see what happens. And no fuel pump. Couldn't hear the fuel pump. Mind you, I haven't checked the fuses since they've come back. Okay, right, yep, a few bits to check. Right, so I'm going to have a think about this because I'm just doing a little bit of diagnosis work here, and what I've noticed with the fuses is the ignition fuse is blowing and I've changed it and it blew again. So I need to just delve into that a little bit more and think about it. The clocks are still lighting up, no fuel pump, no turnover, and the all of the lights stay the same when you press the button. So the signal's lost somewhere, and it's probably to do with that fuse. So I'm going to trace it back and have a look, and we'll take it from there. But I need to check all of the plugs as well, just to make sure, because I'm just not convinced at the minute that everything is back completely correctly. I'm hoping it is, and I'm just probably second guessing myself, but we'll have a look and see anyway. Right, yesterday got the wiring loom in, and the fuse kept blowing on the ignition, so we're going to look into that today. But yeah, it wasn't at my best yesterday. One of our subscribers took me out the day before and just forced beer down me, which meant that yesterday I wasn't feeling the best. But hopefully back on top form today. I've had some ideas while I've slept on it. The first thing I'm going to do is get the multimeter out and just do a continuity test between the other side of the fuse and the battery negative, just to see if it's a dead short. If it is, that will help slightly. I don't think I missed any clips or anything yesterday, but I will go around and have a look. And I'm a little bit concerned that some of the clips, even though a lot of them are different, some of them were quite similar, so they might, it's possible I put one in the wrong way, but we'll just have to see. So the way around that is I'll just start taking them out one by one and then just testing the dead short, see if it's still there. So this is either something that I've done, it's either something that the person who stole the motorbike done, or it's something that the motorbike has done. So a few options there, but I do feel better. So let's get diagnosing and see what happens from there. As someone a lot wiser than me once said, keep it simple. So multimeter set to continuity. So what we're listening for is that beep. We'll take the fuse out at number 10, and that's a blown fuse. So we'll put that in my pocket for now. And if you can hear that, that's the left side of the fuse, and it's making continuity between the earth and that actual fuse terminal, so that shows us that we've got a dead short somewhere. At least I think that's what it means. So now if I put the ignition, hello. So now if I put the ignition on, what I should see without the fuse in there is on the other side I should have voltage. And at the moment, without anything in there, I shouldn't have any voltage. Which is correct. Good, right. So the one thing I haven't got is the key, so I'll go and get the key. So the things that are concerning me are that I'm just not sure about that ECU, and I mean the gap that it's sitting in just doesn't seem to, it's not sitting as nicely as I'd like. So it could be a problem with the ECU why that ignition fuse is blowing, as far as I know. But what I've done is I've brought the old loom down, which is there, and what that will help me do is just go through every connector and just make sure that everything's in the right place and we're all clipped in well. But we'll follow that short back and we'll see exactly what's going. See, I will disconnect the ECU and or the ECM and see if the short's still there. But even with that, I don't think that's telling me exactly that there's a fault with it. But we're yeah, It's a saying here. I'm pissing in the wind slightly. So let's do a voltage check on it, and then we'll start with the connectors. And that sounds like it, well, almost sounds like a plan. Well, what was meant to be a quick repair and done is turning into a little bit more of a issue. Yes, I have a plan, but so did Baldrick, and we all know where that ended up. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe, and in the next video I will do my best to try and sort this mess out. But it's being very frustrating at the moment. So join me next time. Take care, guys.